So next up, we have Nick from Divi.
Hello, everyone. My name's Nick Zapanero. I'm the Chief Information Officer at the Divi project. I've actually been in the space for a while. I've started as an investor in 2015, roughly at the end of the Ethereum ICO, and really didn't understand exactly what I was getting into back then. I did quite a bit of research after I made the investment, which I know is the worst move you can make, but it ended up being a great move overall. I did go through some hardship with the DAO and some of the other events that have transpired over the past few years, but in 2017, everything really changed for me when I had the opportunity to come on board with Divi initially as a freelance web developer, and they were just getting started. They had basically just named the company, and they had some ideas for what they were going to create. And being an investor for a couple of years at that point, I had done a far more research than I initially had, and started contributing some ideas. And they actually offered me the opportunity to become a contributing founder of the company, and it really changed my life. And my philosophy on business is that it can be something so groundbreaking and something that's so impactful for the common good. Businesses used to be impactful to everyone, and really, if you go back to Ben Franklin's time, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and some of the states that were created, and some of the businesses that were created back then. I mean, the public library, the first public hospital, things that really enabled individuals to change their own lives and gave people the access they needed to things that are basically human rights. And I feel like we've gotten off track from that in business, especially with the onset of Keynesian economics. Businesses just are there to make money. That's not what Divi is. Divi is created to be a company that really enables people to access and control their lives and their finance. We saw that there were a lot of issues with cryptocurrency when we began this company, especially when it came to user experience. Being in from 2015, it was difficult to even get Bitcoin. I met up with a guy at a mall. It felt like I was doing a drug deal or something. Handed him cash, and he sent me some Bitcoin to a wallet. And that was like the first transaction that I participated in. And even from there were so many other user experience issues that no one was addressing. So we felt that if we could create an ecosystem that was easy to access, use for sending, spending, of course, but also earning cryptocurrency, that we could begin to establish a presence and bring new users into the cryptocurrency sphere, and hopefully move the industry toward mass adoption. And that's really the goal of Divi, is to create a hybrid, world-class user experience that's a cryptocurrency and fiat ecosystem that anyone can access and use, and of course, make money for themselves. So in September of 2018, we launched our mainnet, and we launched the first truly one-click masternode. And if you don't know, masternodes very quickly are essentially a full node that runs in the cloud and secures and verifies network transactions. And as a result of running one of these masternodes, you earn cryptocurrency. It's similar to mining, but it doesn't require any hardware. You can do it on a 2 gigabyte server in the cloud. Because we were able to create a one-click, functional one-click software to deploy a masternode, we saw that our network began to grow. And because we structured our masternodes in a way that they're tiered, we saw that we lowered the barrier to entry. And unlike some other masternode coins that only have one point of entry, we gamified the entire system. Really, it wasn't the intention, but it happened that way anyway. And because each level of masternode earns a significantly increased chance, or earns a significantly more Divi or cryptocurrency, we find that people, instead of going to the market and selling their cryptocurrency, their rewards, they actually save up and try to compound those rewards on top of each other to get to the next level. It's fun. It really is like a game. But we realized as well that just having masternodes and an easy to use wallet wasn't going to be enough to achieve mass adoption. It has been an incredible way to build our network, but we knew that that was only the first step of the process. The next step had to be integrating cryptocurrency with the real world, finding not only use cases, but hybridizing the ecosystem so that individuals who are not involved with cryptocurrency, are crypto curious, or completely incognizant to cryptocurrency can still find and access this incredible technology that has changed so many of our lives. So, what we did was we purchased a controlling share of a fintech operation in Costa Rica. And this fintech operation gives us the ability to transmit money all over the world. With our recent integration with the Central Bank of Costa Rica, we are now able to issue IBANs, which are international bank account numbers, to anyone who has an ID issued by their government and a phone number. And with these bank accounts, we're able to transmit money, like I said, pretty much anywhere in the world, except, of course, the traditionally over-regulated countries like Iran, North Korea, etc. With this integration, we're able to build, which our upcoming application, Divi 2.0, or we call it Divi Pay. In Divi Pay, we're able to, again, issue these IBAN accounts, provide people with credit or debit, sorry, not credit cards, but debit cards, as well as give people the opportunity to store and transact with Divi, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and a bunch of other coins that we'll add after launch. And from the wallet, right from your mobile phone, you can deploy a masternode or begin staking. I really feel that this is the path forward to achieving what we all want, which is mass adoption, right? We want more and more people to come to this technology en masse, and eventually, hopefully, cryptocurrency will become a ubiquitous form of transaction. So we're very excited because we're really at the end of our development cycle with this current technology. If you're interested in learning more about the wallet specifically, you can join us at wallet.diviproject.org. We've seen quite the growth in people signing up on that website recently. About 7,500 people are excited and have given us their email to be the first notified about when that launches. And I really believe that it will push us to a new paradigm as far as our business, and hopefully as the cryptocurrency industry as it grows. Sorry, guys, it's pretty late for me. I'm usually a lot more articulate than this, but I am pretty tired after a very, very long day of work. So I'm just referencing my notes here as we move forward. Some of our milestones that we've recently hit. Actually, today was probably the craziest day of my life because we actually broke into the top 100 cryptocurrencies by market cap this afternoon, US afternoon. And considering that we were in the low 500s less than a year ago, I'm honestly humbled by the way that the community has accepted us and helped us to thrive and grow. And more masternodes, pretty much 10% month over month, we're seeing grow in our ecosystem. We're up to almost 1,200 masternodes at the time of this presentation. And it's, like I said, it's just absolutely humbling. And I think a lot of it is just a testament to being consistent and forging relationships with individuals and with companies who help drive our business forward and help fulfill the philosophy that I spoke about in the beginning, which is enabling individuals to take control of their finance. Recently, we forged a channel partnership with WhatsApp, which allows us to access some of their deeper level SDKs for WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and all of their products. And recently we just launched WhatsApp staking. So you can actually go on to your WhatsApp app on your phone and send Divi there, and it'll automatically stake for you. And we've seen, I think last I checked, about 700,000 Divi in that particular protocol. We use a technology called staking vaults, which allows your Divi to stay custodialized in your own wallet, secured by your own keys, while we pool the staking in the cloud. It's a fantastic way of earning Divi, especially if you can't afford to get a full staking node, which requires 10,000 Divi. Top 100 was amazing. Masternode growth, amazing. We're seeing a lot of new users come into our ecosystem as well. I think it's about 15% new user growth month over month, which is really fantastic because we don't do really any marketing. Just stuff like this, opportunities like Musari has given us to come on and speak to the crowd. We have our own YouTube channel and social media. It's really all grassroots. Again, it's just a testament to being consistent and growing your community. So many of these coins and projects out there rely on like hype marketing and tactics that just aren't sustainable. And what we found, and what I've found as we've built this community, is that things will grow if you do the right things. If you have integrity and you do build products that people want to use, it will grow. And we've been really, really fortunate to watch that actually unfold before our eyes. Do have some really cool stuff coming up. We're being listed on a pretty large Asian exchange. I'm not allowed to say the name of it just yet. We signed the papers, but still not allowed to mention the name yet. But I can say that it is probably the biggest exchange that we've listed on. I'm really, really excited to build more liquidity for our users and expose our coin and project to new individuals across the entire world. Few more things. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I usually will have a presentation, but we've been absolutely so busy building our app. We're in the home stretch of building this thing, and I just really want to get it over the line. So excuse my disorganization tonight. I think I'm supposed to talk about our treasury and some of our stability as far as how we're funded. So we did do a token sale in 2017. Although we didn't raise very much money in comparison to a lot of the other projects. We raised like 2.7 million, but a lot of it went to actually, marketing the ICO, going to events and things like that to try to build interest in it. So we ended up with probably like $1.5 million, 1.25, which was like a fraction of most of the ICOs that we're raising at that time. And we've really dealt with so many hurdles getting to the point where we launched our initial mainnet and our first desktop app. So it's been a trial of the human spirit to say the least, but it's been an incredible journey nonetheless. And I would not trade it for anything in the world. But yeah, our treasury produces 16% of the block rewards come to our treasury. And that treasury is dispersed to our for-profit entity, which is called Divi Labs. And it can be dispersed to any developer who wants to develop on Divi. So if you are a developer and you're interested in contributing to the project, take some of the block rewards. They're all yours. Just come and make some pull requests on our GitHub. We're happy to integrate you into the team. But yeah, because of the recent rise in price, our treasury is pretty fluid. Runway is really, really solid. I think we're probably set for 6 or 8 months at a time. Typically. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers all of the bullet points that Musari wanted me to hit tonight. I think I have like 3 minutes. If anybody has questions, happy to answer. If not, I'll go to bed.
No, yeah. Thank you so much for that. That was an awesome overview. Provided some really good updates there. I guess just for myself, I got a question. So, right, you see your goal as widespread adoption with this new cryptocurrency. So do you see like your biggest competitor being Bitcoin, or maybe like stable coins that are going more for like the payments use case?
I feel like because we've created a application or a technology suite that enables all cryptocurrencies to become easier to use, our competition is really outside of the sphere. It's more WireX, Revolut, those types of applications, because we have the banking element. I don't want to compete with Bitcoin. I want to enable Bitcoin. I want
Mhm.
people to adopt Bitcoin. I want people to adopt Ethereum and Dash and all of the coins that we love. I feel like branded money is probably a very realistic future. I don't think people will just use one coin. So I think it's important that we enable as many as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we got one in the chat. So why did you opt for masternode model as opposed to another proof of stake design?
The masternode concept seemed to us the easiest way to build the network, especially with the tiered system. So having 5 levels of entry, we saw it working really well for other coins like Dash and Pivx, but we saw that there were a lot of pitfalls and caveats, especially when it came to the price going up. It became impossible to access a Dash node or a Pivx node. So we wanted it to be accessible and be able to run it on pretty much any computer. And because we can automate the whole process, we've seen that is exactly what happens. But there's also the pitfall of the masternode rewards just being inflationary and useless. So it's been really important for us to build use cases, and that's a big reason that we own the fintech operation, and we're integrated with a lot of e-commerce as well.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a really interesting staking model you guys got set up.
Thanks.
So I guess another question, like, how do you guys view the existing regulatory landscape for being like a crypto asset that's facilitating payments? Obviously, because the U.S. has pretty stringent regulations on that, and kind of curious how you
Yeah.
guys are going about navigating that.
Yeah, it has been a complex legal setup. We have a lot of legal advisors that have helped us both in the U.S. and in Costa Rica that work together to ensure that we're like being compliant and everything. Um, I feel like the regulations in the U.S. are still not like 100% clear, but it's becoming a lot more clear elsewhere. So you can sort of start to use that as a framework. I've sat on a few calls just specifically about FATFA, FATFA, whatever you want to call it, and like the direction that that's heading. And it seems to me that the regular or the compliance framework that we've structured should work for us. Essentially, I don't mind sharing. Essentially, we have a money services business that's capable of transmitting money, including in the U.S., pretty much all over the world. It's recognized even in the state of New York without a BIT license, which is one of the biggest hurdles for operating like a payment service with crypto in the U.S. And we have a U.S. entity that basically is the exclusive licensee of all of the Costa Rican companies' technology. So that seems to be the working model for now, and we'll adjust as it changes.
Yeah, awesome, man. Well, looks like we are out of time here. Thank you so much, though, for coming on here. That was awesome.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.